I have never liked the cover of this book, but I really like the stuff that's in it. It contains a lot of scientific content that's really easy to absorb, and I'm gonna skip the details of the experiment described on pages 4 and 5, and I'll just get straight to the point. If you ask an airline employee for special treatment, you may increase your chances of getting it if you give a reason for it, and your secret weapon is the word because. So for example, can we ship those surfboards without charge today because it would make my trip so much better? Or, yeah, I am traveling with surfboards today. Can we waive that fee this once because I accidentally overspent on my hotel and the extra cash would really help with my food budget? The fascinating thing about the research described in this book is it doesn't really matter what your reason is as long as you use the word because and as long as you have a reason. In fact, it may increase the odds that your request is fulfilled by as much as 30%. Now, does it work all the time? No, but it has worked for me when airline employees have both had the authority to waive the fee and have been in a good mood. And over your lifetime as a surf traveler, it may save you a couple bucks. I love books! This is an in-between episode of Change the Forecast because if there was a full episode here and another episode here, this little guy that you're watching now would happen right about here in between full episodes. And it starts with a trip to the hardware store. Now first, I acknowledge that there are 1,000 ways to pack a surfboard bag, and if you've got ideas or tactics that work for you, I hope you'll share them beneath this video. Second, I think that when you travel with a surfboard, you're mostly just playing a game of random chance inside of a hectic environment where anywhere from 2 to 10 people are gonna pick up your board bag and set it back down during the course of your trip. This is why packing a board bag is part wizardry and part alchemy, and everyone has different opinions on how to do it. Because no matter how you try to protect it, you don't have control over how other people are going to treat it. For example, I've heard stories of perfectly packed bags showing up in Fiji with boards broken in half, and I've also heard stories of people just handing a surfboard to a ticketing agent without any protection at all, and it shows up in California just fine. But since none of us want to have our surfboard bags eaten by the same Tyrannosaurus Rex that John Florence had his bag eaten by, somewhere in a JetBlue airplane hangar, this is what I do. Honorable mention to phone piping because I know a lot of people swear by this stuff. You can see that it splits open very easily, and then a lot of brands have this adhesive that you tear off right here, and then this is sticky. So you can wrap it around the rails of your surfboard very easily, and you can even get crazy and cut these things in half and tape them to the top and the bottom of your board. I don't use this because it effectively doubles the size of your surfboard and it cuts down on the amount of boards that you can fit in your bag. I also do not use towels in my board bag for the same reason that I do not use wetsuits. Things like this were just not designed to protect fragile things from impact, and they also weigh more than things that are designed to protect fragile things from impact. I think this matters because many airlines have weight limits on your bags, so you want things in it that are light. I also have this theory that heavier things get stacked on the bottom, which I cannot prove, but my goal is to make this bag as light as possible. So the only things that go in this bag are surfboards, pillows, and protective foam. Pillows because I'm a pillow snob, and a lot of the places that I would travel to just don't have pillows that I like, and they also do really good at filling out the tail and the nose of your board bag. I like packing foam because it's more robust than bubble wrap, which means basically that if you ship your boards to Tavarua, you could land with your boards doing great, but your bubble wrap could have popped, which means that you don't have any protection on the way back. But no matter what happens, it's really hard to render this type of a material useless after one trip. Before I show you how you pack, this board bag is the Regulator Triple, and it's my favorite for 3 reasons, but I'll hold off on 2 of them and just share one with you right now. I really don't think that anyone other than a professional or someone who's gonna be on a boat for 3 weeks really needs 4 surfboards on a trip. And it's very rare that someone like me can feel like they have all of the options that they want if they only have 2 boards. Coincidentally, very few airlines let you travel with any more than 3 boards without really crazy board bag fees. So 3 boards in a Regulator Triple is my magic number. Get this out of the way, this too. First off is a 6'1" Super Brand Pig Dog. Where is it? Here. And this goes into a shuttle bag. And this one goes on the very bottom. and try to give equal distance between the nose and the tail. This flap goes over. Next up, 5'10". This flaps over. Another shuttle bag, 5'9". I use these shuttle bags because they're extra protection for the top and the bottom board. And these act as good day bags once you land wherever you're going on your trip. Next is where your foam roll comes into play. So I'll unroll a roll like this into basically 12 4-foot segments that are this long. That's easy to do because they're perforated every 12 inches, so they tear very easily. And my goal is to take 2 or 3 of these at a time and just lay them on the rails of the board and slide it under the bottom board with enough to wrap over the top board like that. Do the same thing on this side, under the bottom board. Next, in the tail, I wrap the... How am I gonna do this part? Next, in the tail, I'll take this thick divider here and wrap it around the bottom board's tail. Then I'll take this divider here and wrap it around the top board's tail. And this is where your pillow comes in. This comes over. Tuck this under, and then the same thing in the nose. Now at this point you could just call it good, but I like to check the nose and the tail for extra space. For example, this is pretty solid up here, but if I look back here at the tail, there's some extra space right here. Use your extra foam roll, and then just stuff it into the tail like this. Another one up top. And at this point, you've basically got a punching bag. Once you finish packing this, you'll notice that the way they place the zipper is offset. That means that this zipper is up on the bag so that it is not hitting the rail of your center board. The zipper line falls right in between the top and the middle board so that there's foam on this rail and foam on this rail. Lastly, the profile on this bag, fully packed, is so trim with no excess material here or in its width here. That's why I think that this board bag is the most elegant solution for traveling with 3 boards that I have ever encountered. Now, if you have any proven tactics that you have used to either protect your boards during travel or not pay airline fees, please share them in the YouTube comments down below, and I'll see you soon on Change the Forecast. Today's episode was presented by fnatic.com. So how does fnatic work? Well, you just choose the different fin sets that you want to surf, then rank all of your fin choices, and then receive one of them in the mail, which you can surf for as long as you want to until you mail them back to Fnatic and receive another one of your fin choices just a few days later. It's that easy to have an unlimited fin quiver with Fnatic because their basic membership is just $9.99 a month, and you can get your first month for free by entering promo code SHRED. That's SHRED. You can cancel anytime, so it's risk-free at fnatic.com.